Welcome to Man Story, the place to store emotional love stories. Don't forget to like the video. Share your thoughts in the comments section. And subscribe to stay updated with our latest stories. Wishing you enjoyable, relaxing moments. Thank you. After a decade of numbness, a close family friend ignited a spark within me once more. I lingered at the room's edge, eyes fixed on them. Lila and Jake shared an undeniable spark. Their connection electric. His eyes met mine, filled with doubt, yet she anchored him firm. Her gaze held steady, a silent promise that drew him in. A magnetic urge surged within me, compelling me to step into the fray, to break free from the shadows of observation. This was his gift, yet I now understood I was prepared to step beyond mere observation. Before we begin, take a moment to like and subscribe. It fuels the channel's explosive growth. Your presence means everything. Time to begin. How long have you been at this? I pleaded. She stood her ground. 6 years? Perhaps 7? I studied Lila intently, searching for the turmoil hidden beneath her serene facade. She sat, legs crossed, hands in her lap, confident, at ease, devoid of nerves, simply exuding quiet control. Do you really not care if they see you? Her gaze pierced through the silence. No way. I crave the warmth of someone's gaze. I allowed the answer to linger, the heat of it palpable in the silence. Have you ever worked with couples? So much, she whispered. Ultimately, it hinges on who holds the reins. I arched an eyebrow. Who do you believe that is? Who are you? She acted without a moment's pause. Without a doubt, it's you. It brought a small smile. Just a flicker, but it mattered. I shifted in my seat, uncrossing my legs. The hem of my dress crept higher. Whether by design or confusion, I couldn't tell. She saw it, held her silence, and waited. What if I just want to observe? I pleaded. I'll ensure you catch every moment. That one struck deeper than I thought. I inhaled deeply and rose, each movement precise and purposeful. My heels whispered against the hardwood as I approached my bag. I opened the envelope, the one we had talked about, and turned to meet her gaze. I extended my hand. She grasped it with one hand, locking her gaze with mine in silence. I'll let you know when to come. Her nod was filled with anticipation. She walked away, unhurried. No farewell, just a lingering glance that held too much weight. That night, I lay beside Jake, hearts racing in the dark. His body pressed against me, unwavering, known, perfectly in sync. His embrace tightened as we connected. I responded with a quiet intensity. My back arched, driven by the intensity of his effort. His lips grazed my throat. I gasped. Fingers tangled in his hair. The other pressed against his chest, sensing the power in every movement. He fought with all his might, and I matched his every effort. The air shattered with a sharp intake of breath. Constrained, intense, abrupt. He let out a soft groan, sinking into the sheets beside me. The heat between us palpable. We lay frozen, breathless, the silence heavy around us. That was incredible. He breathed out at last. Yeah, I whispered. It was incredible. He turned his head, gasping for air. Could that be my early birthday surprise? I pressed my lips to his shoulder. No, I've planned something extraordinary for tomorrow. The next evening came in an instant. Golden light spilled over the hardwood floors. A soft embrace of warmth. Lila sat poised on the couch's edge, ankles crossed, an unwavering calm enveloping her. She entered, and the air shifted, charged with unspoken energy. Her eyes darted to the front door. Where is he now? I'm still here, I replied. Home is just moments away. She tilted her head, a whisper of curiosity in her gaze. Did you say it to him? I couldn't believe it. Not now. All day. He's been lost in uncertainty. It sparked a subtle smile from her. Deliberate, aware. She reclined, arms draped casually over the cushions, as if this moment was all too familiar. Do you honestly believe he'll take the leap? I don't believe so, I replied. I understand. The silence between us vibrated with unspoken tension. Calm, yet on edge, just waiting. She remained silent, eyes fixed on the light inching its way across the floor. Suddenly, the jangle of keys pierced the silence. The door burst ajar. Jake entered, heart racing, bag hanging, weighty with secrets, tie askew, jacket discarded. He locked onto her gaze in an instant. He froze. Stillness. His eyes darted to me. then returned to her, charged with unspoken tension. Is this? I nodded, heart racing. She's the unexpected twist you never saw coming. He blinked, caught in a moment that felt like eternity. Are you really serious? Absolutely. Lila rose. Fluid, unyielding, she glided across the room, halting before him, her demeanor steady yet charged. His gaze met mine once more. I nodded again. It's fine, I whispered. She stands by your side. Her hand lifted, grazing his cheek with a fierce certainty. In silence, she leaned in and pressed her lips to his. It unfolded with a deliberate pace, raw and profound. As they separated, he remained motionless, lost in the moment, inhaling her essence. I moved closer and softly grasped his hand. As I guided them to the bedroom, I leaned in close and whispered, "This is your gift. Relish every moment." The bedroom pulsed with an unexpected warmth. I sank into the couch, eyes locked on the bed. With a poised posture and legs folded, I braced myself, every sense alive to the impending moment. I remained silent since we entered, offering only brief words to lead them in, to remind him this was his moment, and mine as well, though in a different light. Lila was inches away, the air thick with unspoken tension. Her hands reached forward gently, conveying closeness. It was pure precision, unwavering and resolute. Her gaze met his for a fleeting moment, a silent tether, grounding him without a word. His gaze pierced through me. A pause hung heavy, words unspoken, yet his eyes asked everything, seeking one final sign of trust. I nodded, deliberate and sure, that was all he required. She led him to the bed's edge, then sat beside him, a comforting presence. Her hands glided over his thighs as she drew closer. He exhaled unsteadily, clutching the blanket tightly as his head fell back and his eyes fluttered shut. All his doubts vanished. Every movement held purpose, unwavering and precise. She moved with him, attuned to each breath, each fleeting signal. A pulse emerged, steady and intense, anchoring him firmly. I held my breath, captivated. I moved, finding a new stance. A quiet force surged within me, relentless and demanding. My hand lingered on my thigh, hidden beneath the fabric of my dress. I didn't touch it, I just let it rest, bracing against the mounting pressure. She stood up, a spark igniting within her. Her hand glided up his torso as she rose, fingers brushing the buttons of his shirt. She opened each one deliberately, as if every movement was etched in her memory. One by one, his garments slipped away, leaving his chest to rise and fall, exposed to the room's warm glow. Now, it was her moment. Lila let go of her outer layers, revealing her vulnerability. Subtle strength resonates in each deliberate gesture. Each layer peeled away effortlessly, leaving nothing but emptiness in their wake. With a soft yet determined touch, she pushed him onto the bed and positioned herself above him. He gave in to the moment with trust. She found her rhythm, syncing with the rise and fall of his breath. Each move was intentional, crafted to bond, not overpower. She locked in, every ounce of her being on him. His hands gripped her waist. His head tilted back, breaths deepening, bodies melding together, moment by moment. A sound escaped me, gentle, unbidden. My hands fidgeted with the fabric. Nerves heightened. I was deeply connected. I experienced it all. The fire within me, the pulse beneath my skin. The craving ignited with each look and response. Just watching had lost its thrill. The pull intensified. I squeezed my knees tight, breath hitching in my chest. She pressed against him, seeking strength in his embrace. A profound rumble emerged, rich and resonant. It was over. I stood from the couch, deliberate and heavy with intent. My legs trembled, not from fear, but from the weight of stillness I had endured. One step, then another, heart racing. I locked my gaze on them, closing the distance with every heartbeat. I was fully immersed now. I paused at the bed's edge, heart racing, gaze fixed on them both. Lila's gaze met his, a moment suspended in electric tension. She was composed, poised, yet the instant our eyes locked, a vulnerability flickered within her. Silently, she slipped away, standing tall, granting me the distance I craved. I moved ahead. She reached for me, her fingers skimming my arms, then trailing softly down my sides. I leaned in and kissed her, bold and unrestrained. It was warm, undeniable, a bond felt deep within. She gave it back completely, her body melting against mine. We faced Jake, united and resolute. He sat on the edge of the bed, chest heaving, eyes wide, tracking every movement, breath shallow. We knelt before him. I chose my path, and she chose hers. Our fingers brushed, and then we were lost in a heartbeat. Flowing, entwined, a silent descent into connection. My words landed softly, intimate but respectful. As I hesitated, she drew closer. When she pulled away, I reclaimed my spot. Muscles coiled, legs ready. One hand clutched the blanket, the other tense at his side. His body pulsed with energy beneath our gaze. Yet we flowed together seamlessly. Seamless, honed, intuitive. Lila stood up, her hand reaching out, trembling with anticipation. I grasped it, and she lifted me back to my feet. She slowly peeled away my layers, each strap slipping off with a deliberate grace, leaving me exposed and breathless. Her movements were deliberate, each one steeped in quiet intensity. As I stood bare, she leaned in, her lips meeting mine once more. Slower now, deeper, as if she were conveying a truth that transcended words. I retreated to the bed, her eyes locked onto me. Upon arrival, I collapsed, heart racing yet calm. She hovered, her gaze locked onto mine. Couldn't just stand by, could you? I smiled, my voice a fragile breath. All I craved was a clearer perspective. She glided between my legs, descending with a haunting elegance. Her expression softened, eyes full of meaning. My head tilted back, lost in the deepening rhythm of her movements. Calmly deliberate, fiercely present, I grasped the edge of the sheets, anchoring myself in the rising intensity coursing through me. And then, there was Jake. He ascended the bed behind her, each movement deliberate. His hands found her waist, and they swayed as one. Lost in the moment, less than text I felt their rhythm take form, pulsing through me. Whispers grow into shouts. Every shift he made echoed in her movements against me. She quickened her stride, determination igniting within her. It surged through her, electrifying and profound. Her breath brushed against my skin, her body fitting seamlessly with his, sending a surge coursing through me. Unwavering, relentless, ascending. Pressure surged within me, pure energy, no hesitation. My legs drew in, fingers clenched the sheets, and when it hit, it was swift, piercing, and all-consuming. An irresistible release. My breath rushed out, my body quaking under her weight. She was by my side, unwavering, through every heartbeat of it. She lifted her head only after I settled. Jake's breath hitched behind her, raw and uneven. His movements faltered, urgency propelling him forward. He leaned in, forehead brushing her shoulder, his body frozen in a moment of vulnerability. Lila stepped aside, her movements deliberate and serene. Jake moved closer, his breath hitching, and collapsed onto the pillow next to me. Our fingers intertwined. I held them tightly. His kiss was tender, a moment stretched in time. I smiled, breathless, whispering softly, "Joyful?" Jake's breath faded beside me, his hand locked in mine. The room lay silent, heat enveloping everything in a heavy calm. Lila perched on the bed's edge, relaxed yet alert, her calm confidence unwavering as she watched us intently. I glanced at her, our eyes locking in a moment that felt electric. Her slight nod held a weight, a silent acknowledgement of the unsaid. "Is everything all right?" she inquired, her voice unwavering yet tender. I nodded, my eyes darting to Jake. His gaze locked onto mine, probing, not with skepticism but with a tender warmth. Wonder, perhaps appreciation. "Yeah," I whispered, tightening my grip on his hand once more. "What about you?" he breathed out, a faint smile flickering on his lips. "Absolutely, beyond just okay." He paused, then added, "I never saw this coming." "None of it." Lila leaned in, hands trembling on her knees. "That's why it all makes sense," she whispered. "Both of you craved it. Unspoken yet undeniable from the start. It's about understanding your boundaries and expressing them clearly." Her words lingered, straightforward yet weighty. I sat up, clutching the sheet, the gravity of her words pressing down on me. This was more than the moment we shared, it was everything that led us here. Trust shattered, boundaries crossed, choices haunting. "You're right," I replied, locking eyes with her. We spoke of it, not all, but enough to linger. I hoped to catch him off guard. Yet I sensed his willingness. Our curiosity has always been laid bare. Jake nodded, his gaze intense as he sat up beside me. She's always been our driving force, he said, warmth in his voice. I only said yes because it felt right. Your gaze was everything I craved. Emma. That single nod. That's when I realized we were still us. Lila's smile flickered, a spark of something deeper hidden beneath. A genuine one, not merely the calculated one she had donned before. That's everything. You both understand one another deeply. You arrive. This wasn't mere chaos, it was a choice you both made. For a fleeting moment, it struck me. She was undeniably right. It was more than the heat or the thrill. Though both were undeniable, we were in sync, even in the silence between our words. What happens next? I pleaded, half for Jake, half for Lila. Now. Lila stood, her hands trembling as they glided down her sides. Words spill from your lips. You uncover the truth of its impact on your life. Now. Later. Always. It's not about my choice to stay or leave. It's all about your next desires. She hesitated, then spoke again. If you ever feel the urge to reach out again, I'll be here. Jake laughed softly, fingers tangling in his hair. Noted. His gaze met mine, warmth flooding his features. Tonight, let it just be us. If only for a moment. It's all about processing. Me too, I whispered, drawing closer, his arms wrapped tightly around me. Drawing me in, Lila gathered her belongings, gliding with an enchanting ease. She left swiftly, never looking back, with one last look and a soft, "Take care." They vanished through the door. An emptiness lingered in the air once she was gone. Compact, essential, only we remain. Jake's lips brushed my forehead, a warm spark igniting within me. You always surprise me in the best ways. I enjoy keeping you guessing. His grin faded, replaced by a deep contemplation. Thank you for checking in on me. I never imagined I could ask for something like this. Yet you created a sanctuary. That's the crux, I declared. Without us both, it loses its spark. I only took the leap because I believed you'd agree. Unless I could accept it within myself. He nodded, absorbing the weight of it. Looks like we really nailed this communication thing. Didn't we? Almost there, I whispered, my head finding solace on his chest. It's a struggle, yet the reward is undeniable. Understanding our desires, voicing them boldly. This is our lifeline. Morning light burst through the curtains, casting soft stripes across the hardwood floor. At the kitchen table, coffee steaming, we relived the night before. More than just thrill, it was the significance behind it all. Our favorites, how we'd change everything, what we would never dare to face again. It was electric. It was everything.